I'm going to tell you the story of a very persistent young woman. It is the end of the 19th century, and in Warsaw there lived a young woman named Maria Sklodowska. She was 15 years old and she had finished school, but she very much wanted to become a scientist. Things were difficult in that region of Europe at that time. Women did not have access to higher education, and also Maria came from a very large family which didn't have the means to support her in further education, to go abroad. There were 5 children. With her sister, Bronia, they made an agreement. Maria would go and teach private lessons and become a governess in rich people's homes to finance her sister's studies in Paris. Her sister Bronia wanted to become a doctor. Once she had gotten her diploma, Bronia would invite Maria and finance her studies in science that she wanted to learn. And this is what they did. For 7 years, Maria worked and paid for her sister's studies. But after that time had passed, Bronia got her diploma and she became a doctor, and she could bring Maria out from Warsaw to go to Paris and study. Very persistently, Maria, who now named herself Marie, pursued her studies, and she graduated. She graduated with honors in her class, and she went on, she studied physics, and then she also, in the next year, she completed the studies of mathematics. After that, she got work in a laboratory, but it was crowded and noisy. And since her passion was for experiment and discovery, she started looking for a quieter place to pursue her studies. Through a common friend, she met another physicist, Pierre Curie, who could probably help her. When she met Pierre, they found that they had many common interests, both in physics and in life, and soon they married. And together, they pursued their interests, and they lived together and they worked together. At the end of the 19th century, in France was a time of many, many new discoveries, and it was a very interesting time for physics scientists. Röntgen had discovered the X-ray, and also Henri Becquerel, who was studying the X-rays, had made a discovery by chance, which he didn't think was very important. He found that the photographic film was blackened in the presence of uranium salts. Marie noticed this and thought that it could be very important, and she wanted to study it more. So with the help of Pierre, her husband, they set up a laboratory in a shed. And by studying the minerals in pitchblende and chalcolite for the presence of this activity, Maria found that there was more emission of rays of something that could not be accounted for by the presence only of the uranium. The uranium activity was less forceful than what was happening in these metals. And so she proposed the theory that there were other metals that produced this activity, even though the scientific community was opposed to the idea of the existence of another metal. Marie, along with Pierre, they managed to prove the existence of another metal which they called polonium, after the country of origin of Maria. She also proposed that this activity of these metals was to be called radioactivity. It was her idea the word radioactivity. Working more, along with Pierre, they found that there's another metal, and this they called radium. Marie Curie, along with her husband Pierre and Henri Becquerel, received the Nobel Prize. And a few years later, Marie became the first woman scientist to receive a second Nobel Prize. And she is the one who said that you have to be persistent and believe that you can do something.